Hey, what's going on, y'all? Let me go ahead and get to this right now. So, Boxing Scenes came here to report that they've been advised that Terence Crawford, the undisputed, well, you could say now formally the undisputed light welterweight champion of the world, has vacated his IBF junior welterweight title. Okay, now this comes to after the fact that Crawford had won his, I think 3 days after the fact that Crawford had won the undisputed championship bout against Julius Ndongo, who at the one time carried the IBF and the WBA title at the same time. Okay, the IBF had ordered the fight 3 days after that, as I just mentioned just now. But nonetheless, SERGEY LIPINETS used, Crawford was ordered to fight SERGEY LIPINETS, okay? Now, nonetheless, LIPINETS promoter Tom Brown had bypassed the negotiation period, so he immediately calls for a purse bid without negotiating. Wow, okay? So, before I get to that, I kind of find this very similar to what happened to the Tyson Fury and Nazar's Glaskov situation. When Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko for the IBF, to capture his, to end his reign as the unified, dominant heavyweight champion of the world. All right. Tyson Fury was immediately ordered to fight Nazar's Glaskov. Okay. And in that process, the purse bid was immediately called. And of course, the IBF was harassed for that situation. And I came after the IBF for that. Why did they give the man time to negotiate before they called the purse bid? But it turns out they did not call the purse bid. It was Kathy Duva who one time, promotes Nazar's Glaskov. I'm not sure if she still promotes him now, although he's still inactive due to an injury. But she's the one who called the purse bid, knowing that Tyson Fury was not going to agree to fight Nazar's Glaskov due to his rematch obligation with Vladimir Klitschko. So that's why Tyson Fury got stripped. All right, so we can't solely blame the IBF for that situation. We can't solely blame them for this situation. All right. Now this situation is quite as the same as the Tyson Fury and the Tyson Fury and Nazar's Glaskov situation. Let me rephrase that. It's somewhat similar, as I mentioned. Okay, somewhat similar. Now, the only difference is Terence Crawford is not obligated to rematch with anybody. Okay. My thing about this situation is, first things first, before I get into that, will this consider be a duck by Crawford? Yes. There's no way around it. It is, because you were scheduled to fight your mandatory, you are obligated to do it, and you decide not to do it, so you vacated your belt. But let me look at this from another perspective, okay? Why in the world would Lipinets and his team would not allow any negotiation periods for the fight to take place, for the negotiation period for this fight? Okay, now let's not get it twisted here. Terence Crawford is not afraid of SERGEY LIPINETS, all right? He's not afraid of anyone. But the fact is that, yes, as I mentioned, Mr. Brown here, who's SERGEY LIPINETS promoter, who did not want any negotiation periods, he wanted an immediate purse bid, all right, knowing that would give Crawford no time to prepare for the fight, technically, okay? And given the fact that Lipinets is heavily backed and financed by Al Heyman, there's no way, I don't think the Top Rank's gonna win that purse bid against Al Heyman. So probably that's where Top Rank probably advised Terence to go ahead and vacate the title because of this particular situation. All right. Now, given the fact that Terence has vacated his belt, the IBF is vacant. He's no longer the undisputed welterweight champion. That doesn't mean that he's going to move up to welterweight at this moment, because people are going to assume that's the case. No, there's some indications that he's still going to stick around like welterweight until he gets another fight. But I would rather him kept that IBF title and go ahead with the Lipinets fight, in my opinion. I rather felt that he have done that. But again, it just goes to show where Lipinets and his management, what their motives are. Because they knew damn well that Crawford wasn't going to prepare in time just because they called the purse bid immediately. So, in fact, that they knew that he was going to lose that purse bid, because because their fight is backed by Al Heyman. So Crawford will have to give in to their demands. Well, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So now Lipinets will fight for the vacant title against the other highest ranked opponent in the IBF, and the other highest ranked opponent is Hikaru Kondo of Japan, who's ranked number 3. And he's a winner of his last 8 fights, and he's 29-6 with 1 draw and 16 KOs. All right, yeah. Now I can see why they freaking call that purse bid. Oh man. Look, you could try to put two together, but it's very obvious what their motives are in this situation. They knew the man wasn't going to go through the purse bid, so this is the reason why he vacate the title, in my opinion. And they knew that once he vacates the title, they were going to fight the next highest ranked opponent in the IBF. And ain't too many of them that are very good in the light welterweight IBF rankings. And there are not too many of them. So Hikaru Kundo, never seen the guy before, never seen him fight, but I'll take a look at his fights. But if I had to make a quick prediction, definitely Lipinets is going to knock this guy out. All right, and he's going to capture the IBF title. And some would say this is kind of like almost in a similar fashion that Kathy Duvich pulled with Zars Klaskov, where she was hoping that he was going to win that title in a much easier route in a vacant fashion against Charles Martin, and that backfired on her ass badly. And I hope for this case it happens to Lipinets. All right. In my opinion, I just don't like this shit, man. In my opinion, why did you just allow the negotiations to at least play, go through the processing mode? But since you didn't allow that, you immediately called for the purse bid, which is a goddamn strategic move. So it is what it is. Terence Crawford, yes, I'm disappointed that he vacated that belt. I'm not happy that he did that. Let's not get it twisted. But at the same time, I didn't like the motives that SERGEY Lipinets and his team has pulled here with this. So, yeah, let me know what your thoughts about this. I'm out.